Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's me, Weeb here, back with another episode for What If Naruto Had One For All, Part 9. Hope you guys are ready for this banger of a part. Today, we will be covering the finale of the training exams, as well as the beginning of the Tsunade Retrieval Arc. If you guys are ready for that, make sure to hit the like button, comment down below what you think, as well as subscribe to the channel for some more Naruto videos, as well as a video that will be coming out later after this one, a day or two, which will be What If Asta was in Fairy Tail. That's gonna be one of my first non MHA slash Naruto what ifs. I'm trying it out. I mentioned it in a community post a few weeks ago. Hope you guys are ready for that. Naruto, Leaf on the Wind will be coming out soon as well, so I hope you guys are ready for that. So I got some stuff in the works, but anyway, let's just get right into the recap since it's been a week. And yeah, let's get started. As you all know, last time, Naruto had his chakra points unlocked by Neji, which completely broke all of his limiters, allowing him to use the Kyuubi's seal power, as well as One For All, which counteracted each other, giving Naruto basically an infinite amount of power. This is when he used the Shadow Clones to completely destroy Neji, causing him to be in severe medical help, which he's now in the hospital getting treatment for. Now, Naruto is in the stands and he feels pretty bad. His chakra points have all sealed up again, and so his rage and hatred that has been given to him by the Kyuubi is completely sealed again. Now that this has happened, though, Naruto feels terrible about what he did to Neji, not thinking that he wanted to hurt him that bad and that he had only wanted to simply take him out of the fight. Gaara thinks that Naruto did this on purpose, though, and thinks that he's like himself, taking vengeance on those who he doesn't like. Gaara's and Sasuke's fight would come up inevitably rather soon. This is when Sasuke comes down to the arena, his Sharingan activated, as the announcer starts to call the announcement for the round beginning to start. 3, 2, 1, begin. Sasuke begins sliding down the side of the wall as Gaara had pushed him back. As Sasuke begins running down the wall, his speed increasing from gravity, increasing his weight as well as power. He then begins to activate lightning release in his hands, and as he does so, he feels a numb, tingling feeling across his fingers and skin. As this occurs, the Chidori begins to form, the piercing blade weapon of 1,000 birds. As Naruto watches this, he's impressed with the actual firepower of this weapon and thinks that he didn't know that Kakashi could actually do something like that. As Sasuke comes charging down the wall, he then is about to pierce Gaara. Gaara's sand begins to form into a ginormous sand shield, which covers his entire body. Naruto then watches as Sasuke stabs directly into Gaara's sand shield, penetrating through it and actually damaging Gaara. Gaara begins to see his own blood and is enraged, and also just has no idea what's going on when it comes to his own pain. This is the first time he's felt actual pain in years, and so he begins to go on a rampage. As Gaara leaves the actual Leaf Village itself, this is when the Konoha Crush plan gets implemented. As the Genjutsu begins to fall over the entire arena, Naruto, who's unknowing to him has One For All still activated, is completely blocked from the Genjutsu, meaning that he's not affected by the Genjutsu in any way, and is surprisingly still standing. Sakura and him wake up the rest of the Genin and tell them that they have to get on their way. Naruto pushes One For All across his body to 15% and says he'll go after Sasuke. Naruto then jumps onto the wall using chakra control to walk along it as he rushes out of the hole Gaara made, running through the forest. We see a blur of orange lightning streaking through the forest as Naruto begins to head towards where he believes Sasuke and Gaara might be. As he begins heading forward, he then feels something inside of his own head. It's, unknown to him, the last holder of One For All, his father, giving him a bit of sensory-type ability just for a while so he can go and find his prey easier. Naruto unknowingly is actually able to feel his senses heightening. His sense of smell as well as taste, touch, and sight have all increased to sharpening levels. Naruto is way faster as he bounces from tree to tree, getting over to where Sasuke and Gaara are fighting. Sasuke has some cuts and bruises on him, and Gaara the same. Gaara's sand arm from Shikaku is beginning to form on his left arm, and as this is occurring, Gaara's madness is only increasing. Naruto is kind of interested and also a bit terrified of why Gaara looks like that, as well as what terrifying chakra he can feel coming off of him. Sasuke then tells Naruto to stay out of it, as he has to be strong enough to take out this guy, where he'll never be able to kill that certain someone, his brother Itachi. Naruto watches for a while as Sasuke is getting pummeled by Gaara. He then asks Sasuke and tells him that he's his friend and he can't bear to watch this anymore, as he goes flying into the battle. As Naruto comes rushing at Gaara, Gaara's sand shield immediately tries to defend him. Naruto's raw power of his fist, though, punches directly through the sand shield, causing a burst of sand to go flying, along with severe high wind pressure. The wind pressure pushes Gaara and his own sand jar back into the tree, causing the jar to shatter. As this occurs, the sand falls on the forest floor, and Gaara begins to get even more angry. Gaara begins to summon sand across him as he shoots sand bullets towards Sakura, who just arrived at the battlefield. Naruto, knowing that he has only one thing he can do, jumps in front of the way. As Naruto is about to take the full impact of the entire sand bullets that are being shot at Sakura in order to save her, Sakura is knocked out from Gaara's attack. Sasuke, who's on the ground, can't do anything now, watches as Naruto is pierced by 3 of the sand bullets. As the sand bullets penetrate into Naruto's back, he mouths out pain as blood shoots out of his mouth, as well as his nose, and he begins to feel pain shooting out of the back of his spine. Naruto struggles his way up as lightning begins to arc across his body even faster, generating more chakra for him to use. Naruto is relying purely on chakra to keep him going now, as he's running one for all rampant. As he's doing this, the Kyuubi is becoming agitated from such a high chakra flow, and is beginning to feel a bit pissed off again, even though he just lended Naruto some chakra in that fight against Neji. As Naruto begins to fight against Gaara with more seriousness, the Kyuubi notices that he's fighting the One Tail, and decides to help Naruto out. Naruto's One For All is actually beginning to hurt his body as the power in it is beginning to overrun him. The Kyuubi begins to give him power as it heals his body, which Naruto is thankful for, unknowingly that the Kyuubi is doing this though. He's jumping from tree to tree, dodging Gaara's attacks. Naruto then jumps directly towards Gaara and hops off his back. As he hops off of Gaara's back, he then places an explosive tag on it, causing Gaara's back to explode. Gaara falls face forward as he pulls himself up, sand beginning to swirl around him as he begins to shoot a sand arm towards Naruto. As Gaara shoots this attack towards Naruto, Naruto swiftly moves out of the way as his speed and strength are on around the same level as Third Gate Lee during the Chunin exams. Naruto's speed is quite impressive to the fact that Gaara is actually unable to see him. Naruto is basically an orange flash blitzing throughout the forest, trying to strike Gaara in every which way. As Naruto is running out of ideas for what he can do, he decides he has a good plan. He decides to charge up his One For All to as high of a level as he can at the time, around 25%. As he does so, his muscles and bones begin to creak. As he feels pain, he grits his teeth and rubs them together, feeling the bone beginning to, and marrow in his enamel beginning to grind. He then looks towards Gaara, his eyes straining, as his hair is actually beginning to lift up with power swirling around him. He then pushes off the tree limb, causing it to shatter as wood splinters fall around him. Naruto sees as a raindrop from a fallen leaf drips beneath him, actually outspeeding the raindrop as it seems to be in slow motion. Naruto goes directly underneath Gaara, and then he does a double kick upwards, similar to a donkey kick. As he does this, Gaara goes flying into the air, and as he does so, now that he doesn't have his foothold, Naruto quickly creates 5 shadow clones. The shadow clones then grab Naruto and throw him into the air. Naruto then creates another 10 shadow clones, which all grab Gaara. Naruto then quickly begins pounding on Gaara with 10, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 punches almost in around 10 seconds. Naruto's speed is so amped that Naruto appears to be flying from shadow clone to shadow clone, who are keeping Gaara suspended in the air. Gaara is now knocked out, and as the massive Shukaku begins to form, Naruto is actually punching and kicking off of Shukaku's limbs. Using his own pure raw strength, he feels his teeth beginning to even get more tense around and his jaw beginning to lock up. I need more power! Naruto thinks as he searches deep within himself, thinking of the power that he's had searched for multiple times. Naruto finds himself in the Kyuubi's seal, and as he sees him, he has One For All around his body, as well as the Kyuubi has its own version of One For All surrounding it. He then tells the Kyuubi he needs its power, and the Kyuubi, who's actually straining as it feels the pain from One For All affecting its own body, tells Naruto that he can have some, but if he ever comes to him again, then he'll kill him for sure. Naruto then smiles and tells him only if he can. He then is pushed out of the seal as Naruto feels an explosion of chakra all around his body. Orange as well as red chakra begin to flow out of him as a lightning electricity cloak begins to form around him, similar to that of the Raikage, if you would imagine, the lightning cloak. He then begins a speed blitz as he seems to be flying in the air. He then comes above the massive Shukaku and decides that he can do this in one final blow. He charges all of One For All into his final kick. And as he does so, he then says one word for his attack. Konoha Smash! as he slams his entire leg down directly on top of the Shukaku's head, causing it to split in half as he comes roaring down the entire middle of it. Sasuke sees as Naruto's flashing orange body is slamming down directly through the tailed beast, cutting it in half as he kicks Gaara down with him, as Gaara goes slamming into the ground, causing a large crater. Naruto stands up breathing heavily, as One For All as well as the Kyuubi's chakra deactivates. Naruto falls on top of Gaara as they headbutt each other, looking each other in the eyes before they both pass out. Naruto wakes up a few hours later, as he sees Konoha in some respective ruins. What happened? His feels like his throat is dry, like a desert. He turns over to see that Gaara is in another room that he can see barely just through the side of the glass. Sasuke and Sakura are sitting there, and Sasuke then tells him with his own bandages covering his wounds that somehow an idiot like him, Naruto, could actually defeat something that powerful. Sasuke begrudgingly admits that he's a bit impressed. Naruto, who's always wanted to be acknowledged by Sasuke, this makes him actually really happy. Unknown to Sasuke, that is. Sasuke then leaves and tells him to heal up. Naruto heals up in just a few days, actually. As we know, the Uzumaki clan has a high healing factor. Now that Naruto's all healed up, he then goes out to check the damage in the area. This is when the announcement of the third Hokage's funeral would take place, and Naruto would go to it. After the third Hokage's funeral, Jiraiya would come into the village to pay his respects, as well as tell Naruto that he needed his help. He tells Naruto that the village elders had decided that Jiraiya would make a perfect next Hokage. Unfortunately for them, he doesn't want the job, and so he's looking for one of the only last Sannin that Naruto hasn't met yet. Naruto's wondering who this is when Jiraiya tells him that he thinks that they'll get along just fine. Her name's Lady Tsunade, and she's actually a medical ninjutsu user. I believe that you might find her actual abilities very similar to your own, in fact. It might be beneficial for both of us if we go. And so, Naruto, I'm inviting you to come with me to find the 5th Hokage. Naruto is super excited, and asks Jiraiya if he can learn some new jutsu while he's at it. Jiraiya gives him a thumbs up and tells him, yeah, for sure. And just as he says this, Naruto decides to head out. Naruto doesn't even say goodbye to anyone as he just leaves the village. Sasuke unknowingly still in his room. Jiraiya and Naruto would head down the road as they leave the Leaf Village, beginning to head towards the gambling towns in the Land of Fire. As they get around, they decide that they won't be finding Tsunade in that day, and so they decide to take a rest. As Naruto and Jiraiya are resting in their hotel room, Jiraiya says he's going to go out for some information gathering. This is when Naruto hears a knock at the door. Coming! Naruto rushes over to see who it is, and just as he opens the door, he then sees, standing above him, Itachi Uchiha and Kisame, the wielder of Samehara. As Naruto looks up, Itachi Uchiha is about to place him in a genjutsu, but just as their eyes connect, for some reason, Itachi feels a presence. He jumps back immediately, feeling a bit spooked, and as he is about to do so, Naruto jumps back as well, activating One For All throughout his entire body. This is when Samehara begins to react, feeling an immensely powerful chakra, almost an endless food supply. This is when, actually, Kisame can't seem to control the sword as it goes flying towards Naruto. Naruto kicks the sword upwards and feels a bit of his chakra leave as he does so, it dislodging itself in the ceiling. Kisame and Itachi begin to jump after Naruto as they leap out of the building and begin to jump from roof to roof. Naruto quickly creates shadow clones to try and distract them as he fights off Itachi and Kisame with the best of his abilities, pushing One For All to 20% as he continues going up and up in its power, not being able to outmatch Itachi or Kisame yet. These guys aren't going to give up, are they? Naruto continues running from side to side, each building and jumping across zigzag style, so that way he can maybe escape them. Jiraiya begins to notice what's going on as he hears a loud bang going out through the village, with Naruto trying to attack them. Naruto pulls his hand back as he makes a flicking motion. He flicks his finger and a burst of wind comes flying out of his hand, hitting Itachi Uchiha, pushing him backwards. As he goes flying back, Naruto takes this opportunity to cock his arm back and push it forward at full strength with a punch. This causes a huge airway to go, pushing Kisame as well as Itachi out of his range of view. Naruto then hides behind a building when he hears a swing. Barely out of the left corner of his eye, he sees it. He dives down as Samehara comes slamming into the side of the building, causing the wall to collapse. This is when, unknown to him, Sasuke had finally heard about what's going on. Sasuke comes charging out of nowhere with the Chidori, yelling at that Itachi it's time for him to die. Sasuke attempts to pierce Itachi with his Chidori. As he does this, Itachi makes it look as if though he killed him, using a genjutsu. As he does, Sasuke feels relief and finally peace, and suddenly a huge amount of despair as Itachi appears behind him. As Itachi and Sasuke are trying to fight, Itachi grabs Sasuke and holds him up against a wall, telling him that he doesn't have enough hatred yet. Naruto is holding Kisame's arm back using his raw strength, and Kisame is rather impressed with his power. This kid's actually pretty good, maybe the strongest Jinchuriki he's met yet. Naruto rushes back as he does a backflip, telling Sasuke that they need to get his master's help, and that there's no way they can take these guys alone without the Pervy Sage. Just as right on cue, Pervy Sennin comes out of nowhere, seemingly using his Toad Sage mouth jutsu, making the toad stomach and locking all of them in there. Itachi, who tries to use Amaterasu on it, is unable to as Jiraiya pushes them out. Kisame as well as Itachi don't believe they can take on this Sannin by themselves, and so Itachi and Kisame retreat for now, with Sasuke being badly damaged from, Itachi's attack, as well as unknown to Naruto, Itachi having attacked Kakashi. Naruto and Jiraiya would then send Sasuke back to the Leaf Village as he goes to recover. Naruto would go on to leave with Jiraiya as they begin to search for Tsunade. When Naruto and Jiraiya are walking through a gambling town one day, they decide to stop at a pub, and as they get into this bar sort of restaurant area, Naruto and Jiraiya see Tsunade as well as her attendants standing there, seemingly getting ready to order. As Tsunade and her attendant actually sit down, Shizune and her begin to talk. Jiraiya and Naruto head over to their table as they sit down, when Jiraiya begins to tell Tsunade about the job position offer of Hokage. Tsunade begins to badmouth talk the Hokage position, which causes Naruto to get rather angry, as he yells at her that the third Hokage had sacrificed his life in order to save the village. Naruto then challenges Tsunade and tells her that if he can beat her in battle, then she had to take the position of Hokage. Tsunade laughs at this challenge that this kid is telling her, and this is when he goes outside and as they stand facing each other. Naruto thinks that she's going to be surprised from this, when Naruto activates One For All. As soon as Tsunade sees One For All, her eyes light up as she looks at Jiraiya with a shocked look of, "Oh no, you didn't," knowing that this is Minato's son, the fourth Hokage known as the Yellow Flash, who had the wielder of his own Kekkei Genkai One For All during the Third Great Ninja War. In fact, one of the strongest in the Leaf Village, so powerful and fast that he made the Raikage look like a mere insect in strength, speed, and technique. Naruto, charging up One For All, feels orange lightning crossing across his entire skin. As him and Tsunade stare each other down, Tsunade then tells him that if he can win, she'll even give him this necklace, which was her grandfather, the first Hokage's. Naruto tells her it's a deal, as Naruto decides to power up. Naruto, during the past few weeks as they've been traveling, had been learning the stages of the Rasengan from, as we know, Jiraiya. He learned the first two stages, and it had been rather difficult for him to control. He can actually only use the first two stages of the Rasengan while he's in his normal form. When using One For All, it's too much chakra for him to handle and control. Now that Naruto and Tsunade are fighting, he doesn't hold back. Naruto goes to 25% of One For All, as Tsunade immediately punches the ground. As she does so, Naruto blitzes out of the way, jumping to a building. He then leaps at Tsunade, as his fist is directly about to punch her. As Naruto is about to punch Tsunade, Tsunade pushes her hand up and catches Naruto's fist, causing a huge jet of air to come rushing out of behind Naruto's fist through Tsunade's hand. As Naruto and Tsunade lock eyes, their fight begins. If you guys want to see the next part 10 for What If Naruto Had One For All, make sure to hit the like button, comment down below what you thought, as well as subscribe for more on the channel. The next video that'll be coming out will be What If Naruto Was the Reincarnation of the Sage of Six Paths. We'll be getting into what happened with Naruto, as well as the Karma Seal. If you guys are ready for that, then make sure to check that out soon as well. I'll be posting some more What Ifs soon. I hope you guys are ready for that. I'll see you guys later. Bye.